But this is a great, no, he says I won't do that. But this is a great group, and they're going to lay the groundwork and detail plans for exactly what our movement will do and what your movement will do when the American people give us a colossal mandate to save America. And that's coming. That's coming. But we cannot be satisfied merely to turn back the clock to 2020 or 2019. The potential of our movement and the Republican Party itself is so much greater than that. We need an organization like yours working on the next generation of policies for a post-Biden, post-COVID world. And if I didn't have confidence in your new leadership and all of the people that I've met and so many that I knew of but didn't know, I wouldn't be here tonight.
Welcome to The Rhino Show, where authoritarianism is not a conservative value and we value responsible leadership for all the people. Hello, family and friends. And again, welcome to The Rhino Show. I am Mike Reeder, and I use my legal research and writing skills to answer what a family member thought was an important question and bring factual answers based on the evidence and not conjecture or opinion. I was asked to look into Project 2025 and determine whether or not there was any evidence that Donald Trump was being untruthful when he distanced himself and his campaign from the Heritage Project's 2025 Mandate for Leadership, which was published in 2023. After being swamped by negative press and feedback concerning Project 2025, Donald Trump and key leaders of his campaign staff have disavowed the conservative promise, the treatise of far-right policies in Project 2025, designed to guide the next Republican president in remaking America in their image. In early July of this year, Donald Trump posted on Truth Social, "I know nothing about Project 2025, and I have no idea who is behind it." Some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. During the September 10th presidential debate, Trump said, "I have nothing to do with Project 2025. I haven't read it. I don't want to read it purposefully. I'm not going to read it." Well, watch these next two clips and you decide. Now, this is a very much...
What you're going to hear tonight is a detailed and dangerous plan called Project 2025 that the former president intends on implementing if he were elected again. I believe very strongly that the American people want a president who understands the importance of bringing us together, knowing we have so much more in common than what separates us, and I pledge to you to be a president for all Americans.
President Trump, will give you a minute here to respond.
Number one, I have nothing to do, as you know, and as she knows better than anyone, I have nothing to do with Project 2025. That's out there. I haven't read it. I don't want to read it purposely. I'm not going to read it. This was a group of people that got together. They came up with some ideas, I guess some good, some bad. But it makes no difference. I have nothing to do. Everybody knows I'm an open book. Everybody knows.
Now, this is a very much shortened clip from Donald Trump's keynote speech from the Heritage Foundation's annual meeting, which occurred on April 21st, 2022, in which he clearly acknowledges the Heritage Foundation's role in creating conservative policies and his willingness to accept and implement such policy. Just a note, the Heritage Foundation has been publishing and giving Republican administrations for implementation since 1981. The first mandate for leadership was given to the Reagan administration.
Now, so much for being here. We are in for a treat tonight as you gather yourselves and find your seats. It is such a great pleasure to make an observation quickly and then make an introduction that you're all waiting for. And therefore, it is a great privilege on behalf of all of you, our 1.5 million members of Heritage over the last decade, to introduce President Donald Trump.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. But I want to thank Kevin. He's going to be so incredible. I know that for a fact, because I know what he did and where he came from, and he's going to be outstanding. And congratulations to his very exciting new role and a very important role. And thanks also to Kevin's wonderful, young, handsome Wesley Cooper Smith, because Wesley, where's Wesley? He's great. He's going to do a job, but he'll never be Kevin, right, Kevin? Anyway, both great people. They're great people, and they're going to do tremendously. Let me also express my gratitude for Heritage Board Chairman Bob Van Andel Gaby. I love that name. Where are we, Bob? Where are we? What a name. I love that name. Thank you very much. I got it okay. I practiced that one a little bit. And Barb, Steve Moore is so fantastic. And Steve, I want to thank you very much because you've been You've been there right from the beginning. Wanted to put him on the Fed, and we just about got there. But some extraneous things happened, meaning very unfair things. But we'll do it again, except at a higher level, okay? I promise you that. And I mean it, too. A friend of mine and a man of great courage and just a really terrific person, especially when you see what's happening on our border, Tom Homan. Tom, just amazing. And likewise, Mark Morgan, right from the beginning, has been with us. Mark, thank you. Thank you, Mark. Great job. Those two great people, and so many other incredible patriots in the room. The critical job of institutions such as Heritage is to lay the groundwork, and Heritage does such an incredible job at that. And I'm telling you, with Kevin and the staff, and I met so many of them now, I took pictures with among the most handsome, beautiful people I've ever seen. I didn't like that picture. If you could lose that picture, please, would you, Kevin? But this is a great, no, he says I won't do that. But this is a great group, and they're going to lay the groundwork and detail plans for exactly what our movement will do and what your movement will do when the American people give us a colossal mandate to save America. And that's coming. That's coming. But we cannot be satisfied merely to turn back the clock to 2020 or 2019. The potential of our movement and the Republican Party itself is so much greater than that. We need an organization like yours working on the next generation of policies for a post-Biden, post-COVID world. And if I didn't have confidence in your new leadership and all of the people that I've met and so many that I knew of but didn't know, I wouldn't be here tonight. I'd be sitting home enjoying myself. But I want to congratulate, Madam Chairman, I want to congratulate you and Kevin on everything that you're doing to encourage new thinking, embrace new directions, and keep Heritage at the vanguard of the conservative movement. In addition, conservatives need a detailed plan and bold new initiatives to reclaim every single inch of ground that has been aggressively conquered and occupied by the woke left. I want to thank Heritage. I want to thank Madam Chairman, you. I would like to thank the entire group that you've so brilliantly put together. And I think tremendous things are going to be coming out of Heritage. I know how wealthy the people in this room are, so start shelling out.
Are credible.
Heritage,
A little
okay?
comment here concerning who some of these people are. Wesley Coopersmith serves now as the Chief of Staff to the President of the Heritage Foundation, Kevin Roberts. Barbara Van Abel-Gabby is the Chairman of the Board of Trustees at the Heritage Foundation. Significantly mentioned is Stephen Moore. He was nominated to be a governor of the Federal Reserve by former President Donald Trump. That nomination was blocked by a lack of support, including several senatorial Republicans, reportedly due to offensive comments he made. Stephen Moore also co-authored Chapter 22 in the Mandate for Leadership titled
Now,
Department of the
watch this
Treasury.
clip and
He was
decide
also
whether
an
the
advisor
former
to Trump's
president's words
2016
are credible.
presidential campaign. As evidenced by the speech, it is clear that Donald Trump knew that the Heritage Foundation, in its role as a conservative think tank and generator of policy, had the intention of providing their version of the conservative movement guidance and advice. It is likely a most logical assumption that Donald Trump has not read Project 2025 or even reviewed an executive summary of it. As we know, he did not even read his daily intelligence briefs when he was the president. It is likewise highly probable that he has not even received a formal briefing on the Mandate for Leadership. The Conservative Promise is a 922-page treatise outlining very radical and far-right visions of the government and the government reforms and overhauls necessary and specifically designed to expand the power of the president to levels not previously imagined by this classic conservative, use the Department of Justice to punish political enemies, suppress free speech both in the press and the classroom, dismantle the Department of Homeland Security, dismantle the Department of Education, and disestablish the federal merit system, and replace federal workers who are experts and experienced in their fields with ideologues who will just follow what the president says. Also insert into the government, throughout all levels of government, I quote, maintain a biblically based social science reinforced definition of marriage and the family. As a former Trump official wrote, in full or in part, 25 out of the 30 chapters of the Project 2025 were members of the Trump administration. And we should note that includes Stephen Moore, who was nominated but had a failed confirmation to the Federal Reserve, but he was not a member of the Trump administration. I have not observed Donald Trump to be a big picture kind of person. He has shown little grasp for any coherent, overall expansive plan, but he thinks more at the soundbite level. He is known to accept the last bit of information, fact, or opinion that he is exposed to, and implement in his policy. Finally, it should be noted that this is not the first mandate for leadership presented to Donald Trump. Previously was a 5-volume series that was presented in 2017 and 2018. Now, the Heritage Foundation took great pride in the fact that out of the 334 unique policy recommendations, they claimed that the Trump administration implemented 64% of those policies in the first year. A Thomas Byron, he's the director of Congressional and Executive Branch Relations at the Heritage Foundation, said, President Trump had an extraordinarily successful first year. Here is a news piece from that interview from Fox.
Listen, and a lot of the things that we have on the list there really angered the left progressives in the mainstream media.
If you have remained with me this far, thank you. And if you found some value to this information, please be so kind as to hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Also, if you have any questions or comments, I appreciate that, as I've learned a lot from these. We are trying to get to 10 subscribers by Thanksgiving. Please be safe and be kind to someone, just because you can. This is part of our world. Stay focused, breathe deep, and remain calm.